Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And now that I'm back home, I can get back to recording the videos that I should have gotten done. But I couldn't because I was away. So, she came out last week, but the new Dragon Haki 4th Anniversary Milim, our first Milim in a full year. And she looks to be pretty good. She's water, she's physical, uses a great sword on Dragon Haki, ODL, Exalted Champions, Scourge Wielder, and World of Fantasy. She is going to be a very, very strong single-target nuking character. And it doesn't really matter who you nuke because of her first skill, which applies the Dragon's Eye effect to herself, which means that when you hit somebody, and she's up front, their defense becomes 0, which means you're going to hit harder. And she's guaranteed to strike a weak point, which means that you're always going to hit type advantage. And your damage is multiplied by almost 2.5 times, which is pretty good when you add in everything else. Her second skill, 100% attack and 100% physical attack damage for everybody. So this is fairly universal. Obviously, physical attack damage only works for physical units, but the attack you can put on literally anyone. And her trait, if you got dupes of her, is attack with 6 blues. Her second trait is skill points for every 2 turns, but that requires 4 dupes minimum to get to this. So really not the most important character to get dupes in. But let's go ahead and watch her nuke literally everything in existence. Okay, so we're here in a fight. Ignore the HP and the turn limit, doesn't matter. But we are against a type-neutral boss. Like, she does not have an element. So therefore, we can never be type advantage, like our water characters, our space characters, our fire characters. They would just do normal damage. But once we use the Dragon's Eye effect, we're going to guarantee to strike a weak point, regardless. And this works against every single element in the game, not just non-elements. It means that she can type advantage nuke fire, wind, space, dark, light, any element that you have in front of you, she is going to nuke. So, we have to... Actually, she doesn't have the absorption anymore. So let's go ahead and send this orb, and then we'll send these just to show that we are actually type neutral. So let's send the Rimuru ult. The damage doesn't matter. Hopefully it doesn't kill. Alright, so we hit a super crit, but it was neutral. And then these attacks, super crit, but no weak point. And now we can get Milim's animation right early in the video. But we're gonna hit weak point or super weak point, one of the two. I don't know if this cliche is weaker to magic or physical, but chaotic hazard, and we can see, boom, super weak point, 3.8 million damage or something like that, whatever. Super weak point against a non-element boss. So that's going to make her a really, really strong option in the future for many of the challenge fights that are a single target and you maybe don't have a good Earth nuking character because Earth is horrible, or you don't have a good Wind character. Well, Milim can just replace that for you. She can just be whatever you want her to be, and she will nuke anyone out of existence. Okay. Now to start the actual showcase itself. We're going to put her on her Dragon Haki team. Let me take Violet out for Trishula, that way we get a realistic comparison of damage. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch 8 turns of this, though. We'll just come back on the nuke turn, because Milim is only really good as a nuking character or a support for a nuke, so we don't have to watch 8 turns of stacking. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back on turn 8. We've got the Dragon Souls all done. We've got the triple damage increase. So let's go ahead and start buffing. Let's do the last stack of the alt damage with the mills. Let's do the Drago for all physical allies and weakness strike. Okay, cool. Let's do the crit and crit resistance down. And then we can bring in Milim, who is just sat in the back literally the entire fight. Since you're guaranteed the EX ults and we have enough points to do everything, it's not really that important. We'll bring her in for... Actually, no, we'll bring Rimuru in for Trishula. And then we'll use his buff. Boom. And then we have exactly enough points to use both of Milim's skills now. So let's take out... I guess we can take out a Mills. It doesn't really matter, because we're trying to just watch this nuke. So 70 and 90. So now, Milim has the triple damage increase from the Dragon Souls. She has the 2.4% increase from her Dragon Eye skill. She has a 1.2% increase for the physical damage buff that we're getting from her. Actually, 100, so a double damage increase from the physical attack damage right here. So Milim has quite a lot of things going on. We've got the Drago, which is enhancing all the crit and everything. So 134%, 270% attack, 180% weakness strike. That's coming from the stacks of alts that we've done with our support characters. More weakness strike from the Velzard skill. Crit damage, super crit rate, 120% attack because the Drago skill, 120% physical damage. And then we've got the Drago here, the Dragon's Eye state, damage scaling 240%. We have a lot of things going on. So Milim will hit a pretty good number here. Let's do the single target ult. So we'll get a little bit, we'll get another 50, we'll get another 100% weakness strike because it's an EX ult, and then we'll send Milim. I do want to see what one orb does. So Velzard, okay, that's a lot of damage. 57 million, and then 14 million damage, 615 million damage on a single target ult. And yeah, we didn't kill Kyoko, but oh well. 615 million damage, and that is with a free-to-play character on here. No Violet, nobody else who's buffing Milim. I'd say that's fairly good. And she's just a nuking character with support. So now that we've seen her on her own team nuke for 600 million damage, let's put her somewhere else. It really doesn't matter where, as long as it's a physical focused team, which there's a few of those. And we can watch her do other damage in maybe less turns, and she will still be true type advantage over everyone. Also, I realized that I did not use the Heartprint skill on the last nuke, so she could have done even more damage. Another, 15% crit damage on top of that, so my bad. But we have another physical focus team with Scourge Wielder, just came out last month. Elmesia, 150% physical attack, plus the physical attack damage, plus the attack, plus some element buff from Hinata, plus the synergy and the stacks of weakness strike, because since we're going to be type advantage over everyone, that's going to matter, and the alt resistance down. And then we brought Blanc simply for the skill points, because we're kind of expensive. We're going to go into the Octagram Demon Lord event versus Daggerel, who is an Earth character, but it doesn't matter what element he is, because Milim's going to hit him really hard. We just need to make sure we have enough points to do so. So, Daggerel, okay, cool. Let's take a look at our starting hand. Do we have 36? We do have 36. Cool. Milim is not on Scourge. No, she's on Scourge, but she's not going to get any of the rainbows, right? I mean, that'll still work. We'll just take her out for the hero. So, boom. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Gonna need a few more orbs for Milim in this next turn in order to get where we need to be. She's got a 70 and a 90. She is not a cheap girl. So we need to get her ult early and then maybe hold on to a few of those later on. That does not fill me with a whole butt ton of hope. So let's do another rainbow convert. Let's do some extra points. That way we get a full hand of rainbows here, because Elmesia is going to change those 2 Milims to rainbows as well. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite. All right. Let me cut to a turn where we get her EX ult. Okay, this is looking a whole lot better. So let's take the hero out for Blanc. And then we can do... yeah, I mean, we can do this. So let's do the gauge increase. Let's do Elmesia to give us the full hand of oranges plus the rainbows. We've got 3 Milim orbs now, so we're guaranteed to get her EX ult here with the gauge increase from Blanc. And we'll be looking pretty good, right? We can't... None of these are 2-turn buffs, right? No, it's just a 1-turn thing. Yeah, 1-turn thing. So we got a lot of excess points we're wasting here, but I think we'll be okay. And then on turn 3, we could send her away, probably with both of her skills active, because she's not doing 290s. So we have a little bit to use on top of. Yeah, so let's get her out with her. Let's see, what do we have else to use? We've got this and that. And, oh, we can do this, actually. Boom. And then we could use the element buff from Hinata as well, because Almizia resets everything. Let's do that. And now Milim will be quite strong, so I kind of want to send her away, and I got to send someone else away, probably Blanc, because she's got the physical buff now. And then we'll use Almizia, probably a double Almizia, that way we get 2 rainbows here. And then we just need to use the control stacks and the synergy debuff from the hero, but probably not next turn. Hopefully she doesn't kill. 34k. Okay, no. I mean, we're doing good damage, and Violet is type advantage. Super weak point, look at that. You know who else is going to hit super weak point? Milim. Okay. Does he have Lord's Ambition? No, he doesn't. Okay, so we should have enough points now to do this. So let's do the control stacks, and then the synergy debuff, and that will be literally literally everything, because we already have the physical damage buff on Milim. We don't need to use Blanc, because she's not a dark character, so she wouldn't really benefit from the dark debuff down. So let's take Violet out, and then we'll use Almizia to hit one more time. I guess we could bring Blanc in and use her skills so we can get the rainbow, or the rewind, just for funsy onesies, in case for some reason Milim doesn't kill, which I think is highly illogical. So let's just base this off 1 orb for her, and then we'll send everything else. Alright, so Daggirl still has 2.5 million HP left. Milim's normal orb does 1.1, and then 15 million damage. Super weak point, though. She's not a fire character, she's a water character. Daggirl is earth. Does not matter. Milim will nuke him. And a lot of the challenge events are going to be more single target than anything else. So maybe not beatdown battle, which AoE is focused on, but any previously issued beatdown battle that you need a nuker for, Milim's going to work really well. Okay, last fight, we're going to go into Calamity Conquest against the Orc, who has 2.7 million HP? Yeah, 2.7. And I want to see, ignoring the rest of these damage support characters, just with the 2 Milim skills, and then Velzard with her element buff and Drago, is that enough to be able to do 2.7 million against the Orc with the 240% damage increase and everything else? I think so, but we'll have to see about that. We do need to get an EX ult for her, which could be a bit difficult, so let me make a quick cut here for a good hand. Okay, so we're on turn 2. We just sent like 3 blue orbs on turn 1, but let's go ahead and take Sokka out for Isis and use the green buff now. And then hopefully with that and these 3 orbs, we can get close to or have an ult, and then we can just kind of wait. I'm not going to use any of the other skills on this team, so we're going to be fairly cheap. I just need a Milim EX ult. Simply, that's all I want. And we're going to have plenty of points to go around. And of course I get no Milim orbs. Okay. Well, we can erase the stun here using the Heartscape. And who's got the next incoming orb? It is Gobwa. Okay, so we'll do erase the stun, and then we'll send Milim away, and then we can bring her in next turn for Gobwa. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have 4 orbs with her that are going to be buffed up by greens because we're going to use Velzard. We have 5 orbs. Even better. So we're going to be pretty set. We're getting 30 points every single turn here. Looking really good. So Gobwa out, Milim in. These 5, along with the green buff, means that she's going to get her EX ult next turn. And then I want to see how much damage we can actually do here at max points and another Velzard. We're doing 7,000 damage on a normal orb because we're type neutral right now. We don't have a lot going on except for the element buff. That shouldn't impact us at all. All right. So, 240 points. Let's do the Dragon Eye, let's do the attack and the physical damage, and then we'll do Velzard. And can we do the probably now like 2.5 million damage against the Orc to kill? And if we can't, well, then we'll slowly start adding buffs from this team on until we can do it. But I kind of think we can. 1.3 million damage. Ooh, okay. Well, it's a bit lower than I was hoping for. It was normal weak point, not super weak point, because he's weaker to magic. It was a valiant turn, though. If we had had other buffs, and we certainly had enough points to do so, he would have died. So 1.3 million damage with the Dragon's Eye, the Drago, the Element. That might seem a bit low for people, but you gotta remember, we're in an age where people are upset if we're not doing 1 billion damage. So we have to keep things in context. Like, if you're a newer player, 1.3 million is a whole buck ton of damage. So let me come back real fast. Okay, we are back again. So now that we've got another 240 points, let's simply add the synergy 100%, because people probably are going to have Diablo that has 100% synergy power if they don't have the Soka. So this should be a relatively easy buff to replicate. But now, since we were 1.3 million last time, now let's see how much we do with 100% synergy power. Spoiler alert, we're probably going to kill. Not really a spoiler, because I don't know. But now we do 3.4. There we go. So, all in all, Milim is going to be a really, really strong single target nuking character. She can enable herself to do a lot of damage. Will you need some extra support around her? Yeah, probably to take on some of the higher level bosses, but as a newer player, if you are desperately needing a single target nuke of any type, Milim can be your girl, because she could do it all. So, let me know what you guys think of this new Milim. Do you think she's going to have a lot of lasting power? I know we didn't show her in more of a supporting role, but being a DPS character, that's pretty much what you're going to do with her, is build a team around her. She can just buff herself to the gills, which makes her good, because she's not reliant on other people to activate certain buffs. Like, everything that she does, she just gets. So, is that good enough to make her last a while as a single target nuke? Or are you a bit unimpressed still? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that's it from me. Take it easy, and I will see you all later.